Recording in progress. Recording in progress. So let me start. See everybody, yesterday when we were talking about the DAO pattern. So before starting off the DAO pattern, definitely you need to download dependencies. You need to attach the dependencies, so on, so on. Let me extend the scenario. Yesterday, whatever we have done, that is perfectly fine, no problem. But let me talk about a detailed scenario that is very much similar to an enterprise edition application. Same kind of situation you are going to find in SB201 also. In the yesterday's application, so for example, let's say that I'm saying you that you need to create an application such that the application actually needs following dependencies. I'm talking about some of the dependencies, like one dependency is there. The name of the dependency is MySQL connector. Second dependency is available there. The name of the second dependency I am writing is, let's say that it is Hibernate is the second dependency. Then I am talking about one more dependency. The name of the dependency is JSTL. It is Jakarta Server Tag Library. Then I'm talking about one more dependency. Let's say that name of the dependency that I'm talking to you is JUnit. Then I'm talking about one more dependency. The name of the dependency, let's say I'm talking about the name of the dependency is Spring Core. After the Spring Core, actually we need one more dependency. The name of the dependency is actually called the Spring Test dependency. After the Spring Test dependency, then we are talking about more dependencies. Let's say that name of the dependency is Spring Web dependency. First of all, what is the meaning of dependency? See, when you wanted to collect your Java application to your MySQL database, then you need MySQL connector jar file, such that this MySQL connector jar file is a external library that provide implementation of java.sql package. Yes or no? So such kind of files that actually provide you additional functionality, these files are actually called dependencies in the terms of technical language. Is that clear? What is dependency is? A dependency is nothing but it is just an external library that you are attaching to your project for some additional functionality. Because definitely your JVM is not an operating system. You cannot provide everything within the JVM. So external dependencies are integral part of every project. Whenever you are going to work on any project, definitely you have to deal with n number of external jar files, and these n number of external jar files are referred as dependencies. So yesterday when I was talking to you about the JDBC application, so for the JDBC application, we were talking about the MySQL connector jar dependency. Clear? What is the meaning of dependency is? So now listen. For example, let's say that I told you that I wanted to create an application, and in this application, I'm going to use following dependencies. The very first dependency that I need to use is MySQL connector. Second dependency I need to use is Hibernate. Third dependency I have to use is JSTL. Fourth is JUnit. Fifth is Spring Core. Sixth is Spring Test, and seventh is Spring Web. So what you have to do? You will say, sir, according to whatever knowledge we are having so far, there is no other option available than to you have to manually download all dependencies from various different sources on internet, and then definitely you need to copy all these libraries into the lib folder of the project. And then what you need to do? Definitely you need to then attach the dependencies to the project via the build path. Getting my point? This is the only thing that we have learned yesterday. So if you are following this approach, so what exactly happened? First of all, everybody, if you are working on a project, then do you think that at the starting day, if let's say that you have added 7 or 8 dependency, so will your project forever be lost with only 6 or 7 dependencies? Or as you are going to add the new feature, then you have to add more dependencies? Make sense? You cannot assume that number of dependencies will be fixed always. Yes, it is. So let's say that later on you want to use one more dependency, that is, let's say the name of the dependency is Apache common lang jar file. So what you have to do, definitely again you need to download the same, and then you have to attach it to build path. Then you have to attach the same to the build path. This is the another point that you have to do, and definitely such kind of activity you have to keep doing under the whenever the project is under the maintenance. Yes, it is. So definitely you will find that, sir, actually manually managing everything is a tedious or a difficult task. So the thing is that actually manually managing all the dependencies is a difficult and tedious job. And why exactly it is turning into a tedious job? Just try to understand. Let's say that you are developing a project in the year 2023. Now it reaches to year, let's say 2027. So chances are there that some of the dependencies will be deprecated. Yes or no? Definitely, because maybe possible that some dependencies, maybe you can say that deprecated over a period of time. So definitely you have to update their version manually too. Again, which is a difficult task. This is the one situation that I have told you. Now let me talk about the second case. Let me talk about the second case. Second thing that you are not very much familiar with. The thing is all about writing the test cases. First of all, what is the test case? Just try to understand. Whenever you are writing an application, so right now, what is our approach to test the project? We are writing a code. Thereafter, we are trying to run. If running is successful, then our code is okay. Otherwise, it is not. This is the common approach that we are using nowadays because we are writing very small codes. But on the other hand, let's say that there is an existing project available, and for the existing project, you have written a separate module. Now, if you wanted to test this module, so what to do? Integrate this module into the live project and then test. Will it work? So definitely every module has to be tested separately. Yes or no? Is that clear? So now the thing is that for this thing, you need to write down the test cases. Test cases are nothing but they are the small functions that are used to test other functions. For example, let's say you wanted to write down test case to check whether the addition of two number is correct or not by a function. Then definitely you need to write down the test case. In the test case, you need to check this function or you need to call that function against all the possible input cases. And if you are getting all the answers expected, then definitely no problem. You are going to get it very clearly. Getting my point? How to write down the test cases? Okay. So whenever you wanted to write down the test cases, then to write down the test case, you have to talk about JUnit library. But the thing is that, like sir, when we were talking about writing the code related to JDBC, writing the code related to database application, then we are having a standard pattern, and this standard pattern is referred as the DAO pattern. The DAO pattern is something that is accepted kind of universally. Almost every company is following the same pattern, but still plus minus 10% changes are possible. So if I'm talking about the folder structure regarding the DAO pattern, then can I say that it is very standard? So if you even you are changing the company, even some other employee is coming into the company and we are asking him to do work on the DAO pattern, then definitely because it's a kind of common standard for all, so nobody will face any kind of difficulty. Yes or no? Yes, it is. Okay. But everyone, if I'm talking about the case, if you are going to write down the test cases, then definitely to write down the test cases, there is no fixed structure available. So for example, let's say one developer is Kapil, one developer is Vikas, one developer is Akhil. They three are actually writing three different test cases. Finally, when it comes to merging of the project, then at the time of merging, we may end up with lot of conflict because our folder structures are not matching. Getting my point? What is the problem when you are talking about writing the test cases normally? So overall, the thing is that you may have different folder structure for your project. You may have different folder structure for your project if no common standard is there. If no common standard is there, and definitely such projects are very difficult to manage and to scale the application. Definitely difficult to manage and scale. This is the second problem that actually I was talking to you. Two things are done, no problem, no problem. Now let me take the third case also. The third case is that, for example, if I'm talking about my PC, on my PC, JDK version 19 is what I am using. See, I am on CMD, so directly I am writing Java space simple dash, and then I am writing here version, hitting enter. You can see that I am using the version Java 19. Please write your Java version on chat. Please write your Java version on chat, everyone. 17, 18, 19. So if I am working in a team, then chances are there 20 also. 20 is the latest one. So if I'm working on in a team, then definitely possible chances are there that I can have multiple different JVM versions or JDK versions. If I'm having multiple different JDK versions, then don't you think that at some point it can be problematic for me? Because maybe some class you are having in JDK 20, it may not be supported in JDK 17. Yes or no? Yes, it is. Let me take a simple example. For example, in the Java 20, with the switch case, you can use regular expressions, but this facility is not available in Java 19. So let's say that you have written the code in the Java 20. On your system, it is working perfectly. When it comes on my system, I am having JDK version 19. There will be red lines. There will be red lines. So I'm saying the third problem. The third problem is that say we have a team of 10 people who have their own PC, and they have different version of JDK. So chances are there that the code written for Java 20 version may not work on may not work on PC of all team members, because because they may have low versions also. If I'm talking about one of the solution, then definitely one of the solution is definitely to keep one of the solution is available to keep the JDK version same in all systems. And don't you think that it is difficult, because new versions are available in the market in every 2 to 3 months? You have to update all the 10 PCs. If let's say that there is a big company available like Infosys, where they are having more than 2 lakh PCs, so is it possible to update in all the 2 lakh PCs? Definitely no. Definitely no. So if I'm talking about the second solution, then definitely the second solution is available, that you compile. You compile your code according to some minimum version. Getting my point? This is the second solution available, that you compile your code according to some minimum version. Now let's say that I am having 10 team members, and the person who is having JDK version 20 on his PC, I am telling him, do not compile your code for JDK version 17 or more, or do not compile your code for JDK version 18 or more. Do you think that he will be able to do that? He is having JDK 20 in his PC. How he will perform the comparison? Yes. So this is the second problem. Solution looks okay, that okay, compile here. So do you have to reinstall the older version? Definitely no. This is going to be very problematic situation. This is the problematic situation. So see everybody, whenever actually we are going to develop any project, so at the time of developing a project, we are communicating with the client that what is the minimum version of Java is required on the client machine. Getting my point? This is always specified in the minimum requirement. Let me give you a very simple example. You are going to be in the SB201 batch. In the SB201 batch, there are two popular versions of the Spring right now. The first version is available Spring 2.x. The second version is available Spring 3.x. 3.x is right now, you can say that it is just 1 or 2 month old. So not so much data is still available. Now what is happening there? For example, let's say if you wanted to use Spring version 2.x, then the minimum version required is JDK 1.8 or Java 8 version. But on the other hand, if you wanted to use Spring 3.0, then the minimum version required is Java 17. So definitely whenever there is a project available, then we have to specify minimum version also. Getting my point with this example? So overall the problem is that everyone, sir, how to compile every code into the minimum version? This is the one problem. I will say you that, okay, I am going to discuss solution to you. Please wait for a while. Okay, now let me come to the next part. For example, let's say that your entire project is ready. When your entire project is ready, then definitely, first of all, you have to compile the project. After compiling the project, then you have to test the every module separately. After testing the every module separately, then you will integrate all the module, and then integration testing will be there. Once the integration testing is successful, then you have to create the jar file. After creating the jar file, then you have to deploy this jar file onto the server. So don't you think that this is a long process? First, you are validating entire code. Then you are actually generating documentation. After generating documentation, compilation is there. Then individual test cases are running. Then integration testing is there. Then packaging is there. And finally, deployment is there. So 7 phases are there. And definitely project is keep updating over a period of time. Like if I'm giving you a very simple example, on Netflix in a single day, sometime there are more than 1000 minor updates in on Netflix. This is real data. I'm not faking any data. So let's say that there is 1000 updates in a single day. So what do you think? Repeating all the 7 processes for 1000 time in the single day. Is it possible? Is it possible to do the same job manually? Definitely it is not possible to do the same job manually. So what is the solution available? If I'm talking about the solution, then definitely we need something that can do it automatically. This is what actually we are demanding. So overall the thing is that everybody, if I'm talking about the packaging and deployment part, then definitely packaging and deployment of application is, you can say that kind of frequent, frequent, but definitely time consuming task for developer. And definitely nowadays an application is actually getting updated so frequently. The application is actually getting updated so frequently. Now listen. So packaging and development, we have to do very problematic. So if you are going to write down an enterprise application, so in writing an enterprise application, you are going to face these 4 major challenges. I am not saying that these are the only challenges. The very first thing is all about the dependency. If every dependency you are going to search on the internet, you are going to download, you are going to copy in the lib folder, then you are running your application. Then definitely you have to keep track after every 2 to 3 months that which dependency is getting updated. And definitely this is going to be a very tedious job for you. Second thing actually we have seen is that everybody, if there is no common folder structure that all the developers follow, then definitely ultimately merging the code is going to be extremely difficult. Let me talk about the case number 3. The case number 3 is that actually different team members are having different versions. If they are having different versions, then definitely compiling the code for the lowest version is not possible for every team member. And fourth point is that packaging and deployment of the application is frequent but time consuming task for the developer, because applications are getting updated so frequently, so you will not be able to release the updated project so frequently. All the source of problem is clear, that currently we do not have any answer of these challenges. Yes or no? And this is some common challenges that you are going to face in the industry also on daily basis. Yes, it is. So if I'm talking about the solution to these problems, then solution to these problems is called build tools. Solution to these problems is called build tool. What exactly the build tool is that? The build tool is basically a software application that is used to automate all these things to you. Means actually, I can say that from adding dependency to deploying the code onto the client server. If everything is done for you by a software, then don't you think that this is a better decision? Yes, it is. Second thing, it says that do not download dependencies manually. Just actually give me the name of the dependency. I will automatically download it from the internet. If you wanted to specify the version, then it is okay. If you do not specify the version, still it is okay. I will automatically take the latest version. Sounds interesting? Yes or no? That's good. This application says that I am having a fixed folder structure. No matter if across the globe there are 10 million applications, if they are created using that build tool, then all the 10 million applications are going to have the common folder structure. So definitely later on, if you wanted to merge them, then you will find that it is very easy to merge all the code. Second problem is also sorted. If your build tool is defining a fixed folder structure and you are developing the application using that folder structure, then definitely you will always be in. Plus your code will be very easy to port. Let me talk about the third case. Let me talk about the third case. The third case is that, okay, you are having different JDK version, I am having different JDK version, no problem. The build tool actually allow me to specify the minimum target version. The build tool actually allow me to specify the minimum target version. Means if I am having JDK 17 on my PC, but if I wanted to compile my project for the JDK version 14, then I can do that also. Clear? Third challenge is also rectified. Everyone, third challenge is also rectified. Yes or no? That's good. Now let me talk about the fourth case. The fourth case is that I was telling you that whenever you are going to deploy an application, then definitely first you have to validate, then generate documentation, then unit testing will be there, then integration testing will be there, then packaging will be there, then deployment will be there. I will say this package will do every step for you and within a nominal amount of time. So this time, even if you wanted to update your project for 20 times in a single day, then you can update it very easily. No need to do any manual work. Everything will be managed by your build a tool. Is that clear? All four challenges? Yes, it is. So excited about the build tool? Yes or no? Yes, it is. So overall, you can say that last time when you were creating a project, so what was the case? You have to manage everything. Let me give you a simple analogy. The simple analogy is that, for example, let's say that one day you have to cook the food. You have to cook the food, but the thing is that you have to starting from the scratch. You have to go to the market to buy the grocery. You have to go to the market to buy the vegetables. You have to go to the market to buy the milk, etc., etc. Then you are putting everything at a single place. Then you started cooking. During the cooking also, chances are there because you are new in the kitchen, so you misplace something, you are not finding lot of things, you are fighting hard, and then anyhow you are completing your cooking. When it comes to the serving, again you are facing difficulty. Let me talk about the second case. The second case is that everything is ready made for you. All the things are properly defined. Where is the thing available? It is already known to you. How to serve in front of guests? This is already told to you. So which approach is easier one? The first one or the second one? Definitely the second one. So the second one is something that is done using the build tool. And whenever you are using this thing using the build tool, so for the build tool, we are having two popular choices. The very first popular choice, or you can say that the de facto standard choice is Maven. The second choice is also available, that is called Gradle. These are the two build tools that are popular in the market. If I'm talking about the Maven, Ant is outdated. If I'm talking about the Maven, then Maven is something that you can say it is very much like Reliance Jio, and Gradle is very much like Vodafone Idea. So getting my point, which one is popular? From this example, is that clear? Which one is popular? So Maven is something that is most popular, that is going to help you in all that management. So clear everybody, what is the demand of, what is the need of a build tool is, and why Maven is so popular? Yes, it is. Because Maven is something that is having a better structure. Gradle is also okay, but mainly Maven is something that is a, you can say that once folder structure is getting popular, then everybody wanted to follow the same. The same thing actually happened to Maven also. Maven is getting popularity in the initial days, and once it is getting popularity in the initial days, so already lot of existing applications are already following Maven structure. So if your current application is on the Maven structure, then definitely you will find easy to understand as well as easy to integrate also. Clear? Why Maven is so popular? So you can go for Gradle also, but we are going to use Maven. And normally in the industry also, you will find that 80 to 90% time, there are Maven is popular choice. Maven is the popular choice there. So yes, Ambaniji's brother is Maven, but this is Mukesh Ambani, not Anil Ambani. So PPTs for day number, previous block I have opened by mistake. Okay. Actually, PPTs are provided to you, but I forgot to download PPT in this PC. So just actually give me a moment. I'm going to download the same SB101, block number 25. In the block number 25, we are talking about the PPT. Day number 11 PPT, I'm downloading. Day number 12 PPT may also be required today. Downloading. Oh. My God. God. Day number 13, better to take it also. Day number 14, better to take it also. Okay. Okay. So let me open the content. Downloads day number 11. Into the day number 11, you can see some content is already available there. So regarding the build tool, what we were talking, build tools are the program that automate the creation of executable applications from the source code. Already discussed. From source code to packaging phase, everything will be done by the build tool itself. The same concept I told you. Building incorporates compiling, linking, packaging the code into a usable or executable form, no problem. Third thing, a build tool take care of everything for a build process. In a process, it does the following. Generate source code for you if auto generation is enabled. Normally, we are not using this, but you can. Generating the documentation for the source code, compiling the source code, packaging them into the jar or zip file, and definitely installing them into the local repository, etc. What was the problem without the build tool? You have to create a set of jar file for each project. You have to create the right project structure, and definitely building and the deployment of the projector was a big deal for you. So we are going to use build tool. Which build tool we are using? The name of the build tool is Maven. Into the Maven, it is a build tool for Java based project. Keep in mind, this is not universal. This is for Java based project only. Second thing, for projects built, dependencies and documentations are defined in project object model is used. The project dependencies are collectively specified. We will take example of this, don't worry. What are the advantage? The build process is very easy. There is a uniform build system available, and definitely it encourages for better development practice because everything is already provided to you. The very first thing that you need to do is you need to install Maven. You need to install Maven. In my PC, I have uninstalled the Maven for your convenience. I'm going to install it in front of you. Seldom I used to do this, but for your batch, I'm doing this. So first of all, everybody, the very first thing, please check if in your environment variable Java underscore home is added or not. How to check this thing? Go to my computer. Oops, sorry. Go to my computer. Right click on my computer or this PC. Click on the properties. After clicking on the properties, go to the advanced system settings. In the advanced system settings, click on the environment variable. After clicking on the environment variable, you will find this variable Java underscore home. Please check. For Mac, this is not required. For Mac, this is not required. Once again repeating. Once again, repeating. Step number 1, right click on this PC, go to properties. Step number 2, click on the advanced system settings. Step number 3, on the advanced tab, there is a button available. The name of the button is called environment variable. You need to click on the same. After clicking on environment variable, under the heading system variable or maybe under the heading user variable, you have to find out if there is variable available java underscore home. If this variable is available for you, then definitely well and good. If this variable is not available to you, then you have to add this variable. Can you see that it is containing path up to JDK folder? So what you need to do, if it is not created so far, then do one thing. Go to the C drive. Within the C drive, go to the program files. Within the program files, there is Java folder. Within the Java folder, there is JDK folder. You need to copy this path. After copying this path, you need to come back to that screen. Then click on new, and into the new, type the name java underscore home in the capital letter, and definitely variable value, you need to type this one. Has everybody done this? Java underscore home is required to be there for Maven. You have to click on OK because in my case it is already there. So I'm not clicking on OK, but that's good. Then click on OK, OK. Thereafter, you can close this. Advanced system settings, no problem about the same. If java underscore home is already set it, thereafter you need to download latest version of the Maven from the given URL. You have to download latest version of the Maven from the given URL. URL is already available for you. You can click on the URL on the chat. You cannot copy, but you can click. So once actually you have done with copying, then definitely lot of versions are available for you. Whatever version you are finding suitable, you can download. Let's say that I am going to download the version for, there is version available for Windows. Let me check if it is available, then definitely it will be great. Control F, W, and I. Operating system, Windows, no specific version available. No specific version available there. Just a minute. Didn't got the link. I have provided this link to everyone. How this is, oh, sorry. Now please check. Now please check. Got it? That's good. So open this, and after opening this, you can see that links are available. You can download zip file. Definitely downloading a zip file is a good choice. So I am going to download this Apache Maven zip file. It is hardly of 3 MB. It is hardly of 3 MB. Have you got this link, everyone? Downloaded zip file? Have you downloaded the zip file? Yes, it is. After downloading the zip file, this one, second one you can download. This is the binary zip file. Whatever be the size. I remember that when I downloaded it once, then it was 3 MB. Might be sizes increased. Thereafter, everybody, what I need to do. First of all, I need to extract this folder. So to extract this folder, directly do the right click. After doing the right click, directly click on extract here. Directly click on extract here. Once you have clicked on extract here, then actually you will find that there is a folder created. Name of the folder is Apache Maven 3.9. The folder is created. Name of the folder is Apache Maven 3.9. Then everybody till this part. That's good. Take this or cut this Apache Maven folder from here because download is definitely not a suitable location. Cut this folder from here, go to the C drive, into the C drive, paste the same. The extracted folder you have to cut from the downloads folder. After cutting from the downloads folder, then you have to paste the same folder into the Apache into the C drive. Those who are having difficulty with the extraction, check the admin permission. May be possible that due to admin permission, you are not able to do that. Done, everyone? After doing this part, now listen, take a look at the PPT. Into the PPT, you have to actually add one more variable. The name of the variable is called Maven underscore home. So how to set the variable Maven underscore home? Like Java underscore home is containing path up to JDK. Similarly, everybody, the Maven folder is going to contain path up to Maven folder only. It is going to contain path up to Maven folder only. So I am selecting this path. I am copying this path. Then again, I have to set the same path to the environment variable. So doing the right click, clicking on the properties. After clicking on the properties, go to the advanced system settings, go to environment variable. After going to environment variable, I wanted to create a new variable here. The name of the new variable is Maven underscore home, and I wanted to provide that value. Have you done with this part? Just copy the path C colon slash Apache Maven something. Then you have to right click on this PC. Then click on the advanced system settings. Then go to advanced tab. In the advanced tab, there is environment variable available. In the environment variable, you need to create a new variable. The name of the variable will be Maven underscore home. And definitely the name of the value of the variable will be whatever value you have copied. Whatever value you have copied. Thereafter, everybody click on done. Then again click on done. Sorry, once click on done. Once you have done with clicking on done, can you see there is one more variable available? The name of the variable is path. On your side, please check. There should be one more variable. The name of the variable is path. Just actually double click on this path. Just double click on this path. After double clicking on this path, click on the next empty blank line. After clicking on the next empty blank line, then you need to write down percent Maven underscore home. Percent Maven underscore home percent backslash. Then you need to write down the value that is bin. This is the value that you need to add. Please do it. Have you done with this? Have you done with this? Yes, it is. Then finally you need to click on OK, OK, OK. Close this, and you can close Apache Maven folder also. You can close the Apache Maven folder also. Now please read the line number 4. Please read the line number 4. To verify whether Maven is installed or not, open the command prompt and write down the command mvn-version. So I am opening the command prompt. After opening the command prompt, I am writing the command mvn-version and I am hitting enter. You can see that I am having Apache Maven 3.9.1. If you are getting this kind of a screen, so your Maven is installed successfully. Congratulations, those who have done it successfully. Okay, everyone, have you done with this? Most of the installations are, I think, successful. Most of the installations are successful. If any problem in the installations, then please book the PP session. Please book the PP session. Your IAS Shishir will help you a lot in this. But this is actually simple procedure. You can watch the recording also. You can watch the recording also. So going to next part. Going to next part. Just a minute. One question is there. Listen, everyone, one more thing. This is additional, but I'm telling you, maybe someday it may help you. For example, let's say that I am right clicking on this PC, clicking on the properties, going to advanced system settings, then going to environment variable. Into the environment variable, you can say that specifically if I'm talking about the path, then can you see that into the path, lot of different values are available? Yes, lot of different values are available. Let me do one thing. For example, let's say that I wanted to open this path. One value that is of MySQL. I have taken this value and I have opened the same folder structure. Once I have opened the same folder structure, then can you see that there is a command available that is called MySQL command here? Can you see that MySQL command is available here? Can you see MySQL dump command is available here? Such that these commands you are using for importing and exporting your database from the MySQL. Yes or no? So if you are not setting this path, let's say in the environment variable, if you have not added this path, then what you need to do, just understand. Always you need to open the command prompt. After opening the command prompt, you need to type cd space this thing. Then you have to come here. After coming here, then you need to write down the command that is mysql dump /u/p and dot. Then only your command will work. Otherwise, you will get a message that MySQL dump is not recognized as internal or external command. So can I say where is the definition of MySQL or MySQL dump command is written? We are telling the same information to the operating system using environment variable path. Comfortable with my discussion? Right? So environment variables are the variables that are used by operating system to locate a specific command. This is also one thing that you can say. Similarly, you can check any. For example, let's say everybody, if I'm talking about %maven underscore home, so definitely %maven is just a variable. And you can see that I'm defining the variable also. So let's say that if I am talking about this path, I'm talking about this path. And after specifying this path, definitely I have to include /bin also, because this is the complete path. In this path, can you see that there is a command available Java? There is a command available Java C, such that Java C command you are using for the compilation and Java command you are using to call the JVM to execute an application. If you are not setting the same thing into the environment variable path, then what you need to do, you need to copy your entire Java files or all the Java files in this folder. Then you have to perform the compilation. Then you have to move this class file and then you have to run the code. Getting how difficult life would be if there is no environment variable path? I think that is sufficient for your explanation that what is the need of environment variable is. So done with this part, done with this part. So Maven is installed successfully for you. Once Maven is installed successfully, definitely now life is again going to be easier for you. So installing Maven is the first part that actually we have done. So now I'm going to tell you that how to create a project in the Maven. See, Maven project you can create with the help of command prompt also. And the good thing is that in the modern IDEs, whether it is STS, whether it is Eclipse, whether it is IntelliJ, there is direct option available to create a Maven project. Direct option is available. So how to create a Maven project? Let us take an example. For this thing, I have to open STS. You people can also open STS. You people can also open STS. So those who have done with opening the STS, directly click on File. After clicking on File, click on New. After clicking on New, you can click on Other. After clicking on Other, you have to search the option. The option that you have to search is Maven project. Again repeating, click on the file. From the file, click on the new. After clicking on new, go to the last option, that is Other. After going to last option, Other, you have to you have to type in the wizard, it is Maven project. Have you done with this? Yes, it is. Then definitely Maven project is there. Then you need to click on next. After clicking on next, first checkbox is there that create a simple project, skip archetype selection. This checkbox is unchecked for you. Keep this checkbox unchecked. Getting my point? Keep this checkbox unchecked. Second, it is asking for the default workspace location. Keep the default workspace location as it is, no problem. Third is add project to the working set. Right now, this is not required. Right now, this is not required. Then there is a profile, etc. Not required. This is not in our scope. Directly, we are clicking on next. Directly, we are clicking on next. Everybody, are you available on this screen? Yes, it is. Once you are available on this screen, then see, basically I am going to build a core Java project. To build a core Java project, I have to specify a specific archetype, and the value of this specific archetype is actually very simple. The value of this archetype is going to be org dot apache dot archetype dot sorry org dot apache dot maven dot archetype dot so here org dot apache dot maven dot archetypes. After typing this thing, you will find that there is one thing available called quick start. Please search for this. Please search for this org dot apache dot maven dot archetype, and from the org dot apache dot maven dot archetype, then you have to select the choice Maven archetype quick start. Okay, everybody, have you found this? Yes or no? Yes, it is. This is simple for core Java application that we are developing using Maven. Thereafter, you need to click on next. Next part. Next part. So clicking on next. After clicking on next, then it is asking for three information to you. The three information that it is asking is group ID, artifact ID, then there is package name also available. For the group ID, always you have to type a fixed value. The fixed value is going to be com.masai school. Please type. Are you on this screen? Are you on this screen, everyone? So group ID you need to type is com.masai school. Artifact ID is nothing but your project name. So for example, let's say that I am giving the name. The name is going to be First Maven project. The name of the project is First Maven project. You can give any name. I am giving the name First Maven project. Thereafter, you can see that using the group ID and artifact ID, package name is generated automatically. If you wanted to change this package name, you can change, yet normally it is not required. Thereafter, everyone, I am clicking on finish. Thereafter, I am clicking on finish. After clicking on finish, for the first time, you will find that lot of downloading is going on, and let it be download. For the first time, you will find that lot of downloading is in progress, and let it download for the while, because this is going to take place only for first time. This is going to take place only for the first time. Let me zoom the console. Is it asking you for yes no type of answer? Once the downloading is finished, then after finishing the downloading, it will ask you for some yes no type of answers. So yes, I am happy typing yes. I am happy typing yes. Then finally I am getting the message. The message is build successful. Can you check this? Is it happening on your side also? Yes, it is. That's good. That's good. So see, first Maven project. Can you see that it is having a different structure than what we used to follow? There is src/main/java. There is src/test/java. Then JRE system library is there. Maven dependency is something there. Then src folder is there. Target folder is there. And one more file is available. The name of the file is called pom.xml file. For those, downloading is completed. Are you getting the same folder structure? Yes, it is. Okay. So let me talk about the folder structure also. The very first thing, everybody, in the folder structure, src/main/java. So I hope you can see that all the Java code I have to write down here. Yes or no? Within the src/main/java, I have to create package according to my choice, and then definitely I have to write down all the Java code here. First point clear, everybody? What is the use of src/main/java? First part clear? Yes, it is. App.java is a file that is created automatically, and you can see this code is generated automatically. I have not created. This is created by Maven. So by default, Maven is used to create one file. The name of the file is app.java file. In the app.java file, you will find public static void main. No problem. Is it available on your side also? That's good. So earlier I was asking you that let's say that if I wanted to write down the test cases, then there is no standard convention available. I can write down test cases at place A. Somebody can write down test cases at place B. Someone else can write down the test cases at place number C. In future, it will be very difficult to merge all that code. Maven says, no need to do that. Hold my beer. You can see there is one more folder available, src/test/java. So whatever be the test cases you wanted to write down, all these test cases you have to write down within this folder. So don't you think that test cases are written separately, main code is written separately, and both are having a fixed structure? Yes or no? Yes, it is. So let's say that all the 64 applicants of my batch, they are developing the project using Maven, then definitely automatically they all will have same structure. Yes or no? True it is. That's great. So there is one file available, apptest.java. Into the apptest.java, you will find some import statements are available that you have never seen before. Am I right? Line number 3 and line number 5. Some import statements are there that you have never seen before. Almost. Very few people may have seen this, but might be possible that a lot of you have never seen this before. Now the thing arises that, sir, they are not part of java.util. Something, or they are not part of java.x.y package. So is there any separate dependency for them? My answer is yes. Whenever you are creating a Maven project, then into the Maven project, always you will find that two dependencies are added automatically. The first dependency is called JUnit dependency. And JUnit dependency actually require the Hamcrest Core 1.3 dependency. That's why both the dependencies are downloaded automatically whenever you are creating a Maven project. Is that okay? Because Maven is assuming that whenever you are developing an application, so you are going to write down test cases also. In Java programming, whenever you wanted to write down the test cases, then definitely you need JUnit there. But now listen, if I'm talking about the JDK 4.11, this is very old version. The current version in the market is JUnit 5.0. So it will be good to update that JUnit version. Yes or no? Yes, it is. Do not try to manually do anything. Do not try to do anything manually. Let me come to the next folder. SRC is there, main is there, let them as it is. They will be mainly useful for you when we will talk about SB201 and when we will talk about the Hibernate. Now can you see there is a file available, name of the file is pom.xml file. Can you see there is a file available, name of the file is called pom.xml file. In the pom.xml file, lot of XML is already available for you. And the good thing is that you do not have to learn XML to work on this file. Happy that you are not supposed to learn XML to work on this file. Yes, it is almost like HTML, but definitely they are looking same, but they are different. They are looking same, but they are different. See, XML heading tag is there, project tag is there, keep it as it is, no need to think about them. Initially, if I'm talking about the project tag, then can I say that project tag is very much like root tag of pom.xml file? Because anything that you wanted to write down, you have to write down everything within this project tag. Getting my point? That project tag is the root tag of the pom.xml file. Then everyone model version, keep it as it is. Now listen, specifically line number 7, 8 and 9. Can I say that using the combination of group ID, artifact ID and version, I can identify a project uniquely across the globe? Yes or no? Using the combination of group ID, artifact ID, and version ID. Can I identify a project uniquely? Answer is yes, because definitely com.masai school is the domain that is to be used by Masai school only. So this project is being developed by Masai school. What is the name of the project? First Maven project. What is this version? This version is 0.0.1 dash snapshot, and this actually shows that this project is under development. We are working on this. Is that clear, everybody? How using Maven a project is getting its unique name? Yes or no? So group ID, artifact ID, and version ID, they are used to identify a project uniquely. A snapshot actually shows that this is not final release. Your project is still under the development. This is what actually snapshot is. Once you have done with all the development, then you can remove this snapshot and you have to write down the version 1.0, 1.1, etc., etc., etc. Done with this? Then there is name available and then URL is available. You can change the URL, but this is not something very important for you. If you are keeping it same, still there is no offense. But the important part is group ID, artifact ID, and version ID. And definitely all three inputs we have provided at the time of creating a Maven project. Remember, few steps ago. So this part is done. Thereafter, you can see that properties are here. You can see this name is completely, you can say that visible to the user. This is something that is visible to the user. Both can be different. It can be something friendly one. It is something that is official one. That is what you can assume. So everyone, can you see that right now, if I'm talking about the compiler source version, so my Maven is going to compile my code for JDK version 7. If I wanted to specify minimum version 17, then I can specify the version 17 also. Now clear that I can specify the minimum version to which I wanted to compile my project. Isn't it very easy? Just you need to change the two values and you have done. So Maven is a boon for developers. Lot of things it is doing for you. So I'm specifying the Maven compiler source 17. 17 is right now, you can assume it's a de facto standard because 17 is kind of minimum version after Spring 3.0. Okay. In the dependencies tag, can you see there is a dependency available? The name of the dependency is called JUnit. Yes or no? So whatever external libraries you wanted to use, you have to add their dependencies within the dependency tag. Is that okay? Whatever jar files you wanted to use, their dependencies you have to specify here. So shall I try to connect the MySQL jar file? Yes, it is. So see, you don't have to do much of the hard work. You don't have to do much of the hard work. I will talk about this repository system later. I will talk about the repository system later. But just actually do one thing. Directly go to Google. After going to Google, just you need to type here, that is MySQL connector jar Maven. That's all. You have to type here MySQL connector jar Maven. Can you see the first URL? It is mavenrepository.com. Simple, I am clicking on this one, and after clicking on this one, so can you see the versions are available? 8.0.33, 8.0.32. Actually, I was connecting for MySQL connector Java. It is showing me the message that the artifact has been moved to MySQL connector J. I am clicking on MySQL connector J. Then there are different versions available. I am talking about 8.0.32. Can you see? Entire XML code is already available here. Have you done with this, everybody? Have you followed the same step? Shall I repeat this step? If anybody left behind, repeat. Okay. Just simple. Go to google.com. On the google.com, what you have to type? MySQL connector J jar dependency. You have to type MySQL connector J jar dependency. Two links are available. You can click on any. You can click on any. When I clicked on the first link, then you can see there is a message available that the artifact was moved from MySQL connector to MySQL connector J. Let me click here. After clicking here, can you see that there is 8.0.32 available here, and one version 8.0.33, it is launched just yesterday, or actually day before yesterday. So let's say that I wanted to use 8.0.32. I'm clicking on 8.0.32. Can you see that entire XML code is available here? Just actually click here. The code is automatically copied to your clipboard. Now I'm coming to my pom.xml file. Have you all done with this copying? Yes or no? Now I'm coming to pom.xml file in STS. I do not need this dependency. I do not need this dependency. I am deleting JUnit dependency. After deleting JUnit dependency, I am pasting the code for MySQL connector jar file dependency. Have you done with this? Yes, it is. Once you have done with all this thing, then you need to right click on first Maven project. After right click on first Maven project, there is option available Maven. Within the Maven, there is option available update project. Please click on the same. Please click on the same. Again repeating, right click on the first Maven project. After right clicking on the first Maven project, go to the Maven. After going to Maven, click on the update project. After clicking on the update project, can you see there is an option available, the checkbox, that is force update of snapshot. Check this. Check this. After checking this, then click on OK and let it do some processing that you can observe in this area. That you can observe in this area. And everyone, after doing the same job, now please check your Maven dependency. In your Maven dependencies, you will find that JUnit Hemcrest is not available. you are getting new a library, that is MySQL connector J 8.0.32, and then you are getting one more additional dependency that is taken by this itself. Is that clear? Everyone, is that clear? How to add the dependencies? Yeah, JUnit I have removed. JUnit dependency I have removed. Shall I add one more dependency? Let's say this time I am saying that I wanted to add JUnit 5. Let's say, again I am repeating, let's say I am talking about adding the dependency JUnit 5. Again, if you are already available on this MVN repository page, on the MVN repository page, directly you can type JUnit 5 and hit enter. Just you need to type JUnit 5 and hit enter. You will find the dependency JUnit Jupyter API. In the JUnit Jupyter API, you need to click on version 5.9.2. Have you found this? In the search box, you need to type JUnit 5. After typing JUnit 5, you will find JUnit Jupyter API and JUnit Jupyter API. Then you have to refer to 5.9.32. And in the 5.9.32, just I am clicking, automatically it is getting copied, coming to pom.xml, and in the pom.xml I have to paste the same dependency within the dependencies tag. Is that okay? I have copied the same thing within the dependencies tag. Now again, right click on the project, go to Maven option, click on the update project, and after clicking on the update project, force update, okay, let it do the job. Once it has done the job, check for the Maven dependency. Can you see that all jar files are available here? Can you see all jar files are available here? Yes or no? Check your MVN dependency folder. How many of you are finding the error in app test? Almost everybody? Yes. Why actually you are finding the error? Because all this package importing is according to JUnit version 4, and I have attached JUnit version 5 library, and some of the classes are not available there. Getting my point? Okay. And definitely teaching you JUnit is none of my business for this SB 101 standard curriculum. So right now I am going to remove it. Just actually I'm keeping it a empty class. You can do this job also. Please do this. Please do this. Have you done with this? Later on in SB 201, you will find this, that how to write down the test cases. We are planning on this to imbibe the same in SB 101 also, but it will take some time, not in this block. Have you done with this, everybody? So listen, without Maven, just listen, without Maven, let's say that you are manually downloading MySQL connector J 8.0.32. You have attached this file also, and you were unaware about the second dependency. If you were unaware about the second dependency, then despite of adding the dependency, your code will not work. But Maven is very smart. Maven says that you specify the file name. If this jar file requires some other dependency, then I will download this jar file for you also. Getting my point? How Maven is very, very smart. So you don't have to worry too much about dependencies, dependencies of the dependencies. Maven is going to do the job for you. Clear, everybody? This scope is okay? That's great. That's great. So initially, I am reciting, first of all, how to create a Maven project. Repeating again, first you need to go to the file, click on the new, From the other, you need to select the wizard, Maven project wizard. In the Maven project wizard, first screen, keep all the settings as it is, no need to worry. On the second screen, you have to specify the archetype. For the archetype, the value is going to be org.apache.maven.archetype. Then you have to search for quick fire, quick start. After selecting for the quick start, you have to specify the group ID. Keep the group ID always same. It will be com.masai school. Then we have to specify the artifact ID. Artifact ID is nothing but your project name. After specifying the artifact ID, then you have to keep the snapshot version 0.0-1 snapshot. Keep it as it is because we are keeping the project under development. When it comes to the deployment, then you can change. After doing this step, then you have to click on next. Let the Maven do the necessary downloading. Finally, it is asking for some yes no. Let it do the yes no. Thereafter, the project structure will be available to you. Into the project structure, you will find first thing is available, that is src/main/java. The src/main/java is responsible for writing all the Java code. So whenever you wanted to write down all the project related Java code, but not test cases, these codes you have to write down within the src/main/java. Thereafter, everyone, if you wanted to write down the test cases, then definitely to write down the test cases, you have to write down src/ you have to write down all the test cases within src/test/java. Java version is already displayed to you, but you have to customize the Java version. To customize the Java version, you have to open the pom.xml file. And after opening the pom.xml file, you have to make changes in the line number 17 and 18. Here you have to specify the minimum version for you. Getting my point? Till here, everybody, is that clear? That's good. Whatever dependencies Maven are having, the dependencies will be listed into the Maven dependencies. Here, if anybody is finding 1.7, please change it to Java version 17. Some scholars are saying that I am facing 1.7 here. Yes, 1.7 is the minimum version that by default Maven is assuming. But for your application, you can write down Maven version 17 also, no problem. Then everyone, Maven dependencies will be listed here. By default, Maven project is created with JUnit 4 dependency. And whatever dependency that you wanted to use, all these dependencies are defined within the dependencies tag of the pom.xml. And how to take the dependency, just go to the Google or just go to directly mvnrepository.com. After going to mvnrepository.com, there you have to type your dependency name. Then automatically this type of code will be available to you. You have to paste this code here. After pasting these codes, you have to update your project. To update your project, right click, go to the Maven. Within the Maven, there is option available to update project. Then you have to click on force update, and after force update, then you can update your project. All the dependencies and the required other dependencies will be downloaded automatically. Clear it is? Everyone, clear it is? So can I say this pom.xml file is brain of the Maven project? The pom.xml file is brain of the Maven project. The full form of POM is project object model. The full form of POM is project object model, such that the project object model actually allow you to control your project from a single location. Or simply I can say that Maven is using this XML file to structure your project. Can I say this thing? Maven says that there will be one file pom.xml. The pom.xml will be written into the XML format. The Maven software itself will use this file to see the structure of the project. Is that okay? You don't have to learn XML, don't worry. The name is also fixed, it is pom.xml. The name is also fixed, it is pom.xml. So this is what actually concept of pom.xml is. Now can you see that your project is comparatively a structured project where adding removing dependency is very easy, and definitely you are having a single point of control for your project which is much better than the previous approach that we were using earlier. Okay. So for the enterprise application, don't you think that Maven is a better approach than the conventional one that we were using? Submit your opinion, please. Yes, it is. So always keep in mind later on, whatever project you are going to create, all the projects you have to create using Maven. Okay. Every project now onwards, you have to create on Maven. Do not create any project directly. For this Sprint 3 evaluation, if you will find any question on JDBC, and if the question has to be done using the Maven project, then we will write in the question for you. Okay, everybody? Instruction will be available to you, whether you have to do the same thing using the Maven project or you have to do the same thing in the conventional approach. Clear? Yes, it is. So first, initially dependencies are added. JUnit 5 is the dependency that actually I have added only to show you that how to add the dependency. Practically this dependency I do not require, so I am deleting this one. My motto was actually to show you that JUnit 4 is not the latest version. The latest version is JUnit 5.0. So please keep your version limited to JUnit 5.0 if you find any chance of testing your code. So let me update my project again. It will take hardly few seconds and you can see that automatically my dependencies are getting updated here. So this is the one part that actually we have done. This is one part that actually we have done. So Maven project is created. First part is done. Let me come back to my PPT. Let me come back to my PPT. So listen everyone, first line, we are talking about the Maven repositories. A Maven repository is a directory of package jar file with pom.xml file. Maven actually searches for dependencies in the repositories, and there are three types of repositories available. The first type of repository is referred as local repository. So if I'm talking about the local repository, can I say that this repository must reside on my system? Yes or no? Definitely, this is a local repository, and a local repository must reside on my system. So how to find out your local repository? See, directly I'm going to C drive. Within the C drive, I'm going to users. Within the users, I'm going to Masai. Within the Masai, it is my username Masai. Can you see there is a folder available .m2? Try or at your own system also, please. Try at your own system also, please. Have you find this? Yes, it is. Now open this .m2. Within the .m2 repository is available here. Within the repository, you will find that lot of folders are already there, such that even you do not remember when you have downloaded these folders. Yes or no? So actually what happened? Actually, what happened? Whatever dependencies that you are using, all the dependencies once downloaded from the internet, they are stored into the local repositories. In future, if you wanted to use the same dependency again in some other project, then that dependency will be directly taken from here. Getting my point, everyone? Can you see? com.mysql, jar file, etc. Yes or no? Concept of local repository is clear. Concept of local repository is clear. So practically, actually, you are thinking that your dependencies are downloaded into your project, which is false. Practically, your all dependencies are getting downloaded into your local repository, and from the local repository, the connection is taken. Getting my point? Or reference is taken. This is how Maven is working. Okay, everybody? So go to the C:/users/Masai. there is M2 available, within the M2 repository is available, and definitely entire thing is available for you. All the packages are available for you that you can download from here. So this is the first type of a repository that is for you. In your repository, you do not have all the dependencies, and practically it is impossible to have all the dependencies into the local repository. Like for example, let's say that I am giving you this project. May be possible that in your local repository, some of the jar files are missing. So how exactly these jar files will be collected? The answer is these jar files will be actually collected from the next repository. The next repository is referred as central repository. If I'm talking about the central repository, so you can say that it is a kind of public repository where all the jar files are available, and you can directly download or you can directly refer to that jar file by writing code into the pom.xml. So can I say this is very much like encyclopedia of the jar files? Yes or no? This is something you can call encyclopedia of all the jar files. So whatever jar files that is not available onto your system, definitely these jar files are available onto your central repository. So central repository is a kind of public library where you can control everything. So if you wanted to see, sir, where is the public library available? So Maven Central Repository is located on the web. It is actually created by Apache Maven community by itself, and there is a link available to go to this. So can you see that very small font size and very small scroll bar size? So how many libraries are available there? It is slightly difficult to count. If anybody insists to count, they can count. I am not interested. But most of the jar file you will find here. Getting everyone? What is central repository is? All jar files are available here. This is encyclopedia of the jar files. So you can see that MySQL jar file is available here. You can see that JUnit jar file is available here. So whatever jar file you wanted to get, definitely all the jar files are available here. So this is the main thing, that actually we are having central jar file. Okay. So you can say that, sir, central is public for all. I will say yes. Central is public for all. And there is one more URL available, that is central.sonatype.com. On this central.sonatype.com, you will find list of all the libraries also. And you can actually search for any type of library by typing the name here. So for example, let's say that I wanted to search for MySQL. Then once I'm searching for MySQL, then definitely automatically all the codes will be available for you. So you can search from here also. URLs I have provided to you. MVN repository is also there. Central.sonatype is also there. And repo1.maven is also there. Okay, let me talk about the third and the final type of repository. So listen. On the central repository, if you are doing a project, then don't you think that this project is for public interest only? Yes or no? Kind of. If you are uploading your project on the Maven Central repository, then definitely this is a kind of something you have issued in the public interest. But second thing is that if you are, because Java is an open source model, Apache also talk about the open source model a lot, and most of the projects are available with the source code. Actually, almost all projects are available with the source code. Now, for example, let's say that I am creating a jar file for payment library. If I'm creating the jar file for the payment library, and let's say that I have uploaded this jar file on the Maven Central repository with the source code, then chances are there that somebody can tamper my library. He can make malicious changes, and after making the malicious changes, he can release the updated version on Maven, which will ultimately going to play a havoc on the entire project. Getting my point? How uploading a project on the central repository can be risky. So the third type of repository is available. The third type of repository is called remote repository. You can say that remote repository is kind of company specific repository. It is not open for all. It is not open for all. So for example, let's say that I am working on a project for Masai School, and for the Masai School, I have created a library that I wanted to use within the Masai School only. So why should I put that library onto the central repository? I should put that jar file onto the company's repository, and this company's repository is referred as remote repository. Getting my point? What is the meaning of remote repository is? Second thing, let's say that if this repository I wanted to share with other also, or let's say that my library is very useful for other, I wanted to give access of my library to other also. So I am putting this library on my remote repository such that if user is downloading the jar file from my repository, then he can be sure that there is no problem. So can I say that remote repository is kind of private repository for a company that is giving you secure access also, and that is guaranteed you that this code is not tampered. Yes or no? Because repository is mine, all uploading is to be done by me. So definitely everything is in my control. Getting my point? Everyone getting my point? What is remote repository is? That's good. So whenever you are adding a dependency, the very first thing, your dependency will be searched into local repository. Is that okay? If it is not available into the local repository, then it will be searched into the central repository. If it is not available in the central repository, then the final destination is the remote repository. Getting my point? And if your jar file is not available into the remote repository also, then you will find exceptions. Is that okay? Because might be possible, let's say that you have done some spelling mistake at the time of typing repository name. So ultimately your Maven project will show you a lot of exception. So what is the mean of remote repository? What is the mean of local repository? And what is the mean of central repository? This is clear to you. We were talking about the pom.xml. Project is the root tag, model version is there, group ID is there, artifact ID is there, version is there. Please read this line very, very carefully. One example I have directly taken from the internet. That's why company name is here. The three values from the project form the fully qualified name, and this is in the form of group ID colon artifact ID colon version. Apart from that, you have to specify you can specify the scope of the dependency also. What is the mean of the scope of the dependency? Just try to understand. Then we will go for break, because lot of requests I am getting from your side for break. So listen. For example, everybody, once I have done the compilation, after done the compilation, I am running the test cases. All the test cases are passed. Then I am doing the packaging. At the time of packaging, do I need to pack the test cases also? Definitely not. Client does not have to do anything with the test cases. Client actually need only working code. Yes or no? You have done the compilation. You have done with the test cases. And after doing the test cases, practically there is no logic of binding up the code of the test cases to final jar file. Getting my point? So Maven actually allow you to add the dependency up to a specific stage also. So for example, let's say JUnit library, you wanted to keep if the project only up to test phase. Once the test phase is done, then automatically that library will be taken away at the time of packaging. Getting my point? So don't you think that it is a better approach? No matter how big your test cases are there, they are not going to be shipped with the final product. Is that clear? So you can specify a library is going to be used up to what phase. You wanted to use only at the time of compilation. You wanted to use at the time of testing. You wanted to use it at the time of deployment. Everything you can specify. So is that clear that Maven is something very powerful, giving you more control? Yes or no? Right, it is. That's good. So this is what power of Maven is. Pom.xml is the brain of Maven, and everything is to be controlled from Maven. We told you how to write down dependency, etc. Now it is time for much awaited favorite part of your lecture, break. Today again 10 minutes for you. Okay. Yes, everyone. Actually, I got late by approximately 2 minutes. Well, so far, all the discussion, I hope it is clear to you. And going to the last step of the Maven, then we will talk about some development also. So see everyone, I'm talking about Maven lifecycle. The Maven life cycles is having total 8 steps. The 8 steps are validate, compile, test, package, integration testing, verify, install and deploy. You just need to keep the name, remember, not so much special is there. And Maven actually follow a sequential order to execute the command where if you run step n, all steps preceding to it, step 1 to step n minus 1 are also executed. They are also executed. What is the mean of this? Just try to understand. The very first command is mvn clean command. So I think from the name it is clear. Whatever be the previously generated class files are there, all these class files will be deleted. This is what mvn clean is doing. Clear everybody? First command mvn clean, self-explanatory it is. Second command is available, that is called mvn compile command. The mvn compile command is going to compile your, you can say that, main folder. Second is available mvn test compile, name self-explanatory. Fourth, this command is going to run your test cases. This command is going to run your test cases. This will convert your project into a jar file. The mvl install command, it will put your jar file into the local repository. And finally, there is mvn deploy available. If you wanted to deploy it somewhere on the remote, etc., then you can use. But what is the mean of the line that Maven actually follow a sequential order of execution? The commands where if you run step n, all steps preceding to step 1, 2 and minus 1 are also executed. The thing is that everyone, if I am executing, let's say, mvn package, directly I am writing mvn package. Once if I'm writing mvn package, then everybody, actually the execution is going to be start from the step number 1. Yes, execution is going to be start from the step number 1. First of all, cleaning will be there, compilation will be there, test compilation will be there, testing will be there, then packaging will take place. Let's say then you are calling the deploy command. If you are calling the deployment command, then again process is going to be start from the step number 1. First cleaning will be there, compilation will be there, testing will be there, test compile will be there, test will be there, package will be there, install will be there, deploy will be there. So if you are executing the step number 3, still your execution is going to be start from step number 1. Is that okay? What is the mean of this line is? Yes, it is. So this is the only thing that you should keep into mind, that whenever you are performing step number n, then definitely step number 1 to step number n are also going to be executed for you. So once let me come here. I am available here. What kind of dependency I am having? I am having dependency for MySQL connector J. Here actually app.java file is also available. Within the app.java file, if I wanted to get the database connection, etc., then definitely I can write down code to connect to database also. Shall we check if the dependency is properly added or not? Everyone, shall we check whether the dependency is successfully added or not? Yes, it is. So see here, again into the try block. Then I'm writing here same code. Oops. I'm not following the DAO pattern. I'm not saying that I'm following the DAO pattern. This is just to check whether the dependency is added successfully or not. So we are writing class.fontName. After writing class.fontName, again com dot mysql dot cj dot jdbc dot driver. This is the first thing that actually I'm writing. If I'm talking about the name of the exception, then definitely the name of the exception here is going to be class not found exception ex. Okay. If everything is successful, then definitely here I can put a message system.out.println, and here I can write down that driver class loaded. Then I wanted to take the database connection and definitely to take the database connection, I have to write down driver manager dot get connection. The first parameter that I have to mention is the URL. Next parameter that I have to maintain is the username. That the third parameter I wanted to maintain is the password. So let me create the string URL, and definitely URL is going to have the fixed value, that is jdbc colon mysql colon double slash. Then we have to mention localhost colon 3306 slash. Then I have to write down name of the database, and name of the database I forgot. Let me open the MySQL command line client, entering the password. Then I'm writing show databases semicolon, and the name is this one. Right click, copy. Database is there. After having this part, then let me talk about string. I'm talking about the username. Value of the username is going to be root. Then I'm talking about the string password, and value of password that I need to write down is going to be root again. So all the three things we have specified, and definitely there will be a type of exception available. The type of exception is going to be SQL exception. Then everyone, we are writing here connection. Connection equal to that part. Connection is something that I need to import. Connection is imported here. If everything is successful, then definitely I will say that connected to the database. And once actually we have connected to the database, then definitely it will be good to call connection dot close also. So once actually connection is closed, then we are writing system dot out dot println disconnected from the database. Disconnected from the database. Then if exception message is there, then definitely it will be good to put the exception message. If everything is okay, then definitely it will be good to print bye bye. So simple code I have written. If I wanted to run the same thing, doing the right click, run as, you can see Java application is available here. And can you see that everything is smooth? So dependency is attached properly. Take a look at the output, please. Have you done? Everybody comfortable with this code or any rocket science you are finding here? That's good. So now everyone, overall, very simple. Maven is something that we have already done. Remaining code is nothing difficult. Remaining code is nothing difficult. Within the src/main/java, can I create DAO layer? Answer is yes. Can I create DTO layer? Answer is yes. Can I create the UI layer? Answer is yes. Can I rename the project to UI layer? Answer is yes. So everything is same. Writing the coding will be 100% same. The only thing that you need to do is you just need to check, or you just need to add the dependency using Maven. Clear everybody? How to do this job? Yes, it is. Then everyone, see, I am right clicking on this project, and after right clicking on this project, there is an option available that is called Maven. And after actually adding the Maven, no, not here, not here, not here, not here. Actually, I am searching for one option that is run as Maven project. 1 second. Download source, Java docs, add dependency, add plugin, select Maven profile. Once let me check what it is. Project has no profiles available. And right click, configure, compare. There is one option that I am missing where it was. Here. Sorry. So first project, right click. Can you see there is run as option available, and into the run as option there are multiple stages available. Can you see this part? And everyone specifically, if you wanted to run with the help of Maven, because when I'm doing the right click here, then clicking on run as Java application, then I'm running this as a normal project. And mostly you have to do that job. Mostly you have to use this way. But if somebody is asking you that how to run the same project as a Maven, so do the right click, go to run as. But this time you have to right click on the project name. Once you have right click on the project name, then go to option run as. Within the run as, go to third option, that is Maven build. Then it is going to ask you for the goal. And let's say that goal I am writing is mvn space clean space package. Let me check if it is working. Then clicking on run. Then I am clicking on run, and let me see what exactly it is saying. Unknown phase mvn. You must just a second. Might be I have provided some wrong phase. Run as Maven build. Okay. Run as. Is there option available? Goal I am writing. The goal is going to be, let's say it is package. Then after writing package, clicking on run, what exactly it is showing? Compilation is going on. Lot of things are going on. Lot of downloading is going on. Let it be downloaded. Testing is going on. Build successful is there. build successful is there. So see everybody, if I'm talking about the phases, first of all, default resources all about the validation phase. Default resources all about the validation phase. After validation phase, it is performing compilation. After compilation, it is performing test resource. After test resource, there is test compile. Then for the testing, some runtime libraries are required that it is downloading. After it is running the app test, and while actually it is running the app test, so you can see that it is actually providing you detailed report. Total test cases run 0, failure 0, error 0, skip 0, time elapsed, everything it is providing. Finally, it is actually generating a jar file. Finally, it is generating a jar file. And can you see name of the jar file here? First Maven project 001 snapshot dot jar. So packaging is up to creating the jar file. And at the time of running, what I specify package only. So by looking at the output, when I was specifying package command, all the operations are started from step number 1. Yes or no? So your jar file is created there. And let me come to repository. Into the repository from MySQL. No, let me come back to folder of STS documents workspace, and within the workspace, I'm coming to my first Maven project. For the first Maven project, within the target, can you see the jar file here? The jar file is created and it is provided here also. This jar file you can provide to anyone, no need to give the source code. This jar file is containing everything for you. So this is what actually your package command is. So regarding the Maven, discussion is sufficient for you. This is the only discussion that you are going to use later on. The main part is all about adding the dependency using the MySQL, use from the remote repository. This is the main thing that actually you have to do. It will be more interesting when you will talk about the test cases, etc., etc. So regarding the Maven, everybody, so far, whatever discussion we have done so far, if you are having any doubt, please feel free to ask. If you are having any doubt, then please feel free to ask. Okay. So once I'm writing org.apache.archetype.maven, org.apache.maven.archetype, then here you have to select for quick start plugin. I think this name is required for you whenever you are going to create a package, create a project. Everyone, the jar file is actually containing, this jar file is containing only the code that we are having. It is not containing any JVM. Please keep in mind. It is not containing any JVM. Practically, it is not containing any dependency also, because it's a Maven project. So whenever it will be installed on any system, the dependency will be directly taken from the central repository if it is not available in the local repository. Getting my point? Do not think that it is containing JVM and all the dependencies. No. Otherwise, for the heavier project, it will be very difficult for you. For the heavier project, it will be very difficult for you. Getting? So first project is there, class path is there, POM is there, settings is there. Have you see here? Just try to search whether you are having any MySQL connector, etc. jar file. You will find that it is not available. So please try to understand the theme of the Maven. The theme of the Maven. So will you be able to create the project, or shall I write down the steps here? Everyone, option 1, you will be able to create project, no problem. Option number 2, I should write down some steps here. You have already done. Okay. So I'm showing you creating a project in Eclipse. Actually, STS, Eclipse, they are the same thing, nothing special. First of all, you have to go to file, into the file, then you need to click on the new. After go to the new, then directly click on the other. And after typing other, then definitely you have to select for Maven project. After Maven project, there will be first screen, and onto the first screen, directly you need to click on next. Directly you need to click on next. Once you have clicked on next, once you have clicked on next, then what you need to do, you need to actually type org.apache.maven.archetype to search, and then you have to select for, something that is quick start, and then you need to click on next. I think this hint is sufficient, everyone. This hint is sufficient, yes or no? Yes, that's good. After clicking on select, then definitely you need to provide group ID. And for the group ID, please always provide the fixed value. The value is going to be com.masai school. Always you have to provide this value. Then you have to provide artifact ID. If I'm talking about the artifact ID, this is nothing but special. It is name of the project only. Artifact ID is nothing special. It is name of the project only. Then definitely for the version, nothing special. You have to keep it 0.0.1 dash snapshot. Keep it as it is. Keep it as it is. Thereafter, everyone, directly you need to click on next. And after actually clicking on the next, then I think it is done with the project creation. No other steps are there in best of my knowledge. File, new, other Maven project. From the Maven project, first screen, simple click on next. Second screen, search for org.apache.maven.archetype. org.apache.maven.archetype. What happened? Let it be downloaded. Have I done something problematic? No, finally it is. Then thereafter, actually, I have to search for Apache Maven Apache Quick Start. Yes, this is what I have to search for. Apache Maven Quick Start, then group ID, etc. So group ID com.masai school. Let me write down the name. The name is going to be second underscore project. Snapshot 001. Second thing. Then there is finish option available. Yes, done. Done. Finally, it is asking for yes, no. See, second time the project is actually generated at a very fast speed. Second time the project is actually generated in a very fast speed. Done it is, and alt shift. Hmm. Finally, it is asking for yes, no. Then type yes, and you are done. Then you have to type Y on console, CONSOLE, and definitely you are done. I think this is sufficient. Yes or no? Yes, it is. Okay. Okay. So creating project into the STS is done. Project is identified. This part is also done. And keep in mind that by default, the project is actually shipped with JUnit 4.11 dependency. And definitely this is outdated version. You can remove the same. You can remove the same from pom.xml file. This is the one thing that you have to do. And other dependencies also you have to, other dependencies also you can add from pom.xml. And definitely to search for dependency, you have to directly go to Google, or directly you can go for mvnrepository.com. Once you are going to mvnrepository.com, then there is search option available. So go to mvnrepository.com, then type your dependency name. For example, let's say we are writing MySQL connector J, hitting enter, and there is dependency available. Then definitely whatever version you wanted to use, then copy and then paste. I think you will be able to do this. Yes or no? Then you have to select version, and after selecting the version, then definitely you have to copy the XML code from site, and definitely then you need to paste the code in pom.xml file. Paste the code in pom.xml file inside the dependencies tag. Okay. After doing this part, then definitely you need to right click on the project. And after doing the right click on the project, then we are writing, we have to go to Maven. And after going to Maven, then you have to go for the update project. Into the update project, then you have to check the force update option. And definitely then you need to click on update. Is that clear? I think this is sufficient that I have written for you. Sufficient now? Clear? Okay. Okay. Finally, everybody, if I'm talking about the folder structure, structure. Let me add some more pointers also. In the folder structure, definitely there is src available. src. Within the src, there is one folder available main. And within the main, there is one folder available that is called Java folder. src/main/java. So definitely write your Java code here. First number point. Similarly, everybody, if I'm talking about src/test/java, src/test/java. So you need to write down your test cases here. After this thing, everybody, you can see that JRE is simple your Java version. JRE is simple Java version. Okay, one more thing that I wanted to tell you, that you need to actually update the Java version in the pom.xml file also. Okay, this is one thing that we forgot to do. And let me write down the code here for you also. So this is the code that I'm copying. After copying this code, then we are here. And this is the area where actually you need to update here. Getting clear? I think this will be helpful for you. Similarly, code for adding the other dependencies. Then let's say that I'm taking this same example also. Okay, this documentation will help you a lot. Then JRE is simple Java version. And after that, you will find out Maven dependencies. Maven dependencies, definitely it contains list of all the dependencies. It contains list of all the dependencies that are attached to project. Okay. Thereafter, SRC is available. Within the SRC main is available. See everybody. Now there is one more discrepancy that I wanted to show you. It is not discrepancy. It is kind of management. In the first Maven project, we are having SRC. Within the SRC main and test are available that you can see. So right now we are having SRC. Within the SRC main and test are also available. Okay. Then if I'm jumping into the main, the Java folder is available, but the Java folder is not visible here because for coding part, they have created a separate view for the Java folder. Clear it is? The folder structure in the operating system and the folder structure that is visible to you here, they are slightly different. Why they are slightly different? Because if you wanted to write down the Java code, if you wanted to write down the test cases, then you have to deal with the first two options. But if you wanted to create something else, then definitely to create something else, you have to go to main folder. So let me take a simple example. For example, let's say within the main folder, then I am creating one more folder, and name of the folder that I am writing is resources, resource folder. So can you see that resource folder is also created here? I have created resource folder here, and the resource folder is also created here. Within the resource folder, doing the right click, and I wanted to create a file. The name of the file that exactly I am writing is dbdetails.properties files. So yesterday you were creating the properties file within the src folder, but in Maven, you have to put the properties file in the /src/main/resource folder. Is that clear? Two different locations for two different projects. Keep in mind, in a normal Java project, your property file has to be within the src folder. But in case of Maven, you have to put your property file within src/main/resource. Clear, everybody? Let me verify this option also. So I'm talking about location of properties file in Maven project. So you can see src/main/resources. I have done the spelling mistake, I think. It is resources. So within the src/main resource, I have to put the db_detail.properties file. And definitely, if I wanted to read the content from the property file here, then to read the content from the property file, again, I have to use the resource bundle. Remember those who have done assignment of yesterday? So I am writing here resource bundle RB equal to, again, we are writing here that is resource bundle dot get bundle. Into the resource bundle dot get bundle, I have to find out the name of the property file. The name of the property file is db details. After getting this part, then definitely I can write down that is get a string, and within the get a string I'm passing the key. The key is going to be URL. This is the first thing that I'm writing here, everyone. I am writing the next key. The next key that I'm writing is URL. Similarly, if I'm writing the third key, then the third key that, let's say, I'm writing is pass. So doing a simple job. Doing a simple job. First, I'm talking about the URL. URL is written here. Then I'm talking about the user. Root is here. Then I'm talking about the password. Root is here. Property file is clear. How to place the property file? Is that okay? So let us try to check whether the connection is established or not. Let us try to check. Yes, you have to create the resources folder manually. This is not part of default Maven structure. You have to create well, lot of messages are again here. We have to create resources folder. Answer is yes. We use main file to add other file except Java files. Yes, kind of yes. Because actually see, apart from Java resource, any resource that you wanted to put, you have to put them within the resources folder. You have to put all the resources within the resources folder. For example, let's say you are using an image, you are using a property file, you wanted to create the JSP file, you wanted to create servlet. Then all these things you have to write down here. Getting my point? Anything other than Java, it will be into the resources. Anything other than Java will be into the resources. So this part is done. Let me try to run this code once. So right click, run as Java application. So can you see that everything is successful? Can you see everybody? Everything is successful. Connection is created. It is reading the value. There is no exception. So this is the only difference. If we are asking you to create a JDBC application using Maven with the DAO pattern, then definitely you have to create the resources folder. Within the resources folder, you have to create your properties file. Rest of the code is all same. I hope this is clear for all. This is the only thing that you should take care. Let me write down this thing here also. Let me write down this thing here also. Then definitely to store anything other than the Java file, create a resources folder in the src/main. Create a resources folder within the src/main, and definitely then you have to place the files inside the resources folder. Place the file inside the resources folder. So we are having src/main/resources, and within the resources, then let's say that you are creating the file. The name of the file that we are writing is db details.properties file. And everyone, when you are going to do packaging, then this property file will automatically be part of jar file. Okay, because this is part of your coding area. So if you are going to package, this property file will automatically be added to the jar file. Okay, so this part is also done. org.apache, this part is already I have written for you. Yes, I have already written for you. So db detail.property file is there. Now For today, I think it will be good. You should try to download the dependencies from Maven and try to do one more project on DAO pattern. I think it will be good for you for the practice, because DAO pattern, those who have done yesterday, for them it is a cakewalk. Those who have not done, for them it will be a good thing. But make sure to do the DAO pattern. Tomorrow I'm going to start the Hibernate, and tomorrow when I will start the Hibernate, then JDBC will be in parallel to Hibernate always. So make sure to do the assignment. And one more thing that I wanted to specifically mention here. See everyone, I used to analyze the feedback on daily basis. This is not a comment personally on anyone, but just try to understand one thing. To complete your curriculum, I have to go by some minimum speed. Everybody clear with this thought? Because if we are not maintaining the minimum speed, then ultimately your PSCs will be lost. Do you want it to get your PSCs lost? I think nobody. PSCs are vital for you, especially when there is some tough topic is there. PSCs are vital for you. And if you wanted to understand the concept thoroughly in the class, then always keep in mind pre-class and assignments are more than compulsory. I receive sometimes feedback that your speed is already 2.x, your speed is already 3.x, your speed is already 5.x. So don't you think that actually if I'm not keeping this minimum speed, then ultimately you will find that your lectures are not completed on time, and then I have to take your PSC. This is the only thing. Pre-class, how many of you are watching the pre-class? This has been verified for multiple time, and data is not satisfactory. How many of you are doing the assignment? Again, data is not satisfactory. So please, this is for your welfare. Feedback is a different thing. Feedback is a different thing. For your welfare, definitely you have to complete SB 101 within the period of one block. There is no other choice. You have to maintain your speed also, and doing the assignments is a must for next class, because now topics are not going to be changed. Tomorrow I will start Hibernate. If you are not doing the assignment of Hibernate on day 1, day 2 will be tough for you. Day 3 will be tougher for you. Day 4 will be more tougher for you. On day 5 and 6, you will be completely out of the track. So make sure to do all the assignments compulsorily on the daily basis. Find out some time. So I think you are understanding what warning I wanted to give you. Yes or no? Agree everybody? What warning signal I am generating for you? And then there is a construct week available, then there is project available. If the last sprint is not good for you, then project will never be good for you. Project will never be good for you. This is the main thing that you have to take care. So yesterday I told you about exporting the file. One more pointer was there that I was actually planning to discuss with you. I forgot about this pointer. Hmm. One scholar is asking, construct week project will be group or solo? Projects will be solo for you. Projects will be solo for you. You are having 5 to 6 working days in your hand. So why to do make the groupings? Or projects are not so big. Projects are of limited size. Okay. So yes, everyone, I was coming my point. Now I remember. See, so far actually when we were creating the JDBC application, then none of you ask one thing that sir, we are doing all the operations only on a single table. There was not even a single example of join operation. There was not even a single example of group by. And the miracle thing is that nobody asked about the same. Nobody asked about the same. I was waiting that at least somebody will ask, at least somebody will ask, but nobody will ask. So everyone, actually, listen, if you wanted to, we are lost in JDBC. If you wanted to cover the relationships, then for the, see, relationships you can also maintain using the JDBC, but actually maintaining the relationships using JDBC is a tougher task, slightly tougher it is. Those who are async, they have already done this practice into the previous block. In this block, what exactly we have done? Relationship part, we are covering with the help of Hibernate, with the help of ORM. Maintaining relationships among the ORM is very, very easy. And when you are going to study ORM, then you will find that writing code for database related operation using ORM is actually extremely easy than writing the same using the JDBC. But still, I think in the day 10 pre-class, one example is covered, isn't it? Some example of relationship day 10 pre-class. Oh my God, no data from the scholar side. Almost nobody is watching the pre-class. Almost nobody is watching the pre-class. Sad situation it is. Sad situation it is. Well, everyone, nothing to say. That's all from my side for the day. Go to the LMS platform and fill your feedback, please. Once you have done with filling the feedback, then please write down on the chat. Please write down on the chat once you have done with filling the feedback form.